Hey, what's going on, guys, and welcome back. Today we're going to be discussing the shiny system in Coromon, how it works, and how you can get to shiny hunting in the full version of the game. Now, I have made videos in the past discussing how to hunt for these potent and perfect Coromon, and I've even touched on the system itself, but all of those videos pertained to the demo specifically, and some things have changed since then, which we will be discussing today. I've said it many times before, and I'll say it again, Coromon has one of, if not the best shiny systems in monster taming, so even if you haven't picked up the game just yet, or are waiting for the other ports, I'd still highly recommend checking out this video. Anyways, with all that said, make sure to sit back, relax, and let's dive right in. Alright, so we're going to start right off with the basics for those unfamiliar. Firstly, Coromon all have a single inherent value associated with them by virtue of their birth. This value will determine how strong a Coromon is, much like Pokemon's IV or individual value system. However, instead of Coromon having individual values in each stat, it instead will have one value that dictates everything at once, simplifying the process extensively. This value is referred to as potential and has several implications. First of all, the value can range between 1 and 21. This is not a 1 in 21 chance. These values are determined by a weighted calculation, with the mid-tier Coromon being the most common and the most trash and best Coromon being the most uncommon. For example, having a potential of 1 is the same rarity as having a potential of 21, whereas when you get to the mid-tiers, it starts to be a lot more common, like having 15 or 16 potential. By obtaining the potential reader in the lab on Donor Island from the NPC who initiates the Buzzlet quest, you can see these values for yourself. No IV calculators or cryptic messages necessary. Furthermore, as I've mentioned in yesterday's guide, if you have the surfboard and go to the back of Buzzlet Lab, you can grab the battle checker, which will show you these values in battle, so you don't even have to catch the Coromon, but that's, again, mid-game. You can check out that video for more information. Now, how does this tie into shiny Coromon? Well, firstly, the word shiny isn't technically accurate. It's probably the easiest way to convey what these are to the broader audience, but in truth, the alternate Coromon palettes are referred to as potent and perfect, while the standard Coromon palettes are just called standard. So yes, there are 3 variants of Coromon, and this potential value we discussed directly impacts this. As mentioned, standard Coromon are represented by their base colors and range from a potential value of 1 to 16. You'll mostly be running into standard Coromon throughout your playthrough. Potent Coromon occupy the second color palette and include Coromon with a value of 17, 18, 19, and 20. These Coromon are uncommon, having about a 1 in 35 chance of spawning, but you'll likely still see them often enough and should definitely prioritize catching them. Then we finally have perfect Coromon, which are the cream of the crop, the very best, with a potential value of 21, and take up the third color palette. This potential will dictate the total amount of potential points that will be available through allocation when your potential gauge fills during battle. Now, while this potential value is inherent, there is, however, another way to increase it, only once, and that's by heading to an NPC who uses the Potent Flater on the second floor of the Trainer Hub on Donor Island. This guy will charge you 2,500 gold to increase your potential by a minimum of 1, but there are some exceptions and implications. Firstly, the way it works is that the game completely re-rolls your Coromon stats. If that roll lands under your current potential value, it'll default to +1. So if your current Coromon has a potential of 15 and it re-rolls to give it a potential of 12, it won't demote your Coromon. It'll actually just round it up to 16. This means that in theory, you could use a Coromon that has a potential of, let's say, 12 and have it end up re-rolling up to 20. The catch is that you can only do this once and must take 1,000 steps after you give your Coromon to this guy. Alright, so I had to jump in and make a quick amendment to the video because just as I'm editing this video, a new Coromon patch went live, which tweaked the odds of getting certain potential variants that were earlier showcased in the video, and the Potent Flater during full launch would only give about a 4% chance of increasing a Coromon with 20 potential to 21. That has been reversed. It is guaranteed now. So yeah, definitely good news. Anyways, back to the video. Anyways, if you're gonna soft reset for this roll, you have to do it before you give your Coromon to the guy, because he calculates the new potent value before you take the steps. The second he gets that Coromon, it's locked in. The chances of getting a perfect Coromon from 19 potential has also been buffed to 16 in 3,194 instead of 1 of the same, but realistically, it's not worth farming on a large scale because 1,000 steps can take much longer than the method we're about to discuss. Okay, so with all that out of the way, how can you hunt for potent and perfect forms, and what necessary steps should you take to prepare? Well, if you've played the demo or had seen my demo shiny hunting guide, you know all about potent scents. If you don't, basically a potent scent is an item that will increase your chances of finding a potent or perfect Coromon by 3-fold. Instead of a 1 in 35 or a 1 in 3,194 chance of finding a potent or perfect respectively, it becomes 3 in 35 and 3 in 3194 for a perfect. Now, the original demo shiny hunting guide I created a while back showed that you can get 10 potent scents in a single box near the entrance of the swamp. However, this was demo only and has been removed. There are some potent scent locations throughout the game, including within the milestone system, and I could do a future location guide for you guys, but I will have you know that you can now infinitely farm these potent scents within the soggy swamp. So while these extra scents are definitely nice, they're not mandatory by any means, and they're not infinite. So basically in the soggy swamp, there's an area where you can cache in mushrooms you snip for various scents, the most expensive of which being the potent scents, requiring 15 of multiple mushrooms plus 3 bear fruits, which you'll have to grow. Now again, this guide is mostly to familiarize people with the basic shiny hunting system and how to achieve the best odds. So in terms of farming scents, that could be a completely other guide as well, because I'm still experimenting with the fastest way to go about it. Anyways, all that said, in order to start hunting, all you have to do is crack open a potent scent and run around till you find a perfect form. If you haven't gotten the battle checker yet, make sure you check every potent form by catching it. Otherwise, if you are past that point in the game, it'll do all the work for you. In which case, just catch the ones with 20 potential. Now, definitely make sure you save before you use one of these scents, because if you save before using it, you can soft reset if you don't get what you like, meaning that each potent scent can be equal to one of whatever you're looking for. If you're looking for Coromon with at least 20, then your one potent scent is a minimum of one Coromon with 20. If you're only looking for perfects, your potent scent is a minimum of one Coromon that's perfect. Once you get it, you can keep soft resetting until you get the results you like, so you don't have to farm for too many potent scents. Each potent scent will equal one of what you want. You can also increase spawns by using the aroma module, which is the only optional module within the game. And in order to obtain it, you have to complete the attraction side quest that requires you to find some mushrooms for Velma and will be prompted whilst you're traveling through the soggy swamp. But yeah, the way to hunt shinies or potent/perfect Coromon hasn't really changed all that much since the demo. It's pretty much the same method, just now we have some extra tools at our disposal, like the ability to craft unlimited potent scents, like the aroma module, and like the battle checker, which is a huge improvement in my opinion. So yeah, guys, let me know if you'd like me to go over the other topics I mentioned, such as how to craft potent scents efficiently and where the other set potent scents are located, as I think each could warrant their own video. Other than that, let me know if there's any other type of content you want to see, Coromon or otherwise. And if you did find this guide useful and are a fan of the monster taming genre, definitely subscribe to the channel because I put out new videos every single day. You can also check out my Twitter, my Discord, my Patreon, all links below. Special thanks to the patrons, especially Jim Hamilton, Steel Case, Dark Persona, and Dro Ghost. And we'll see you guys next time. Peace.